Good afternoon, Father Ryan faculty. Thursday afternoon, we will be having professional development involving your new laptop computers. We are required to go over with you an acceptable use policy and rules that are general for the school and actually will be similar, if not identical, to the rules the students will be following. In addition, there is a separate laptop agreement that you will have to read and also sign. You will have to sign both of these documents Thursday afternoon before coming to the professional development and in order to pick up your laptop. So we thought it would be easier, rather than me taking up time at the professional development to go over all of these things, to simply kind of walk through them with you so you'd know what they say prior to you going over to sign them. Okay, first of all, as you know, we do have a general acceptable use policy. Um, you all are great about following those kinds of things, but it is important to know, and we do have to have these vetted by our legal authorities. Failure to adhere to the policy may result in suspending or revoking the offender's privileges and other disciplinary action as appropriate, including a possible recommendation for student expulsion. Now, again, these general use policies will apply to both students and teachers. Okay, some of the policy rules. What is the whole point of having the laptops? Well, computer access, including the internet, offers us resources we simply can't or don't have within a building. So, educational use is its primary, I don't want to say only use, but its primary use. We've taken actions to limit or restrict access to inappropriate materials. And that's just really for our own protection as well as protection of the kids. Because, as you well know, sometimes you can log on to something you think is very innocent and it turns out not to be. So we do have a software program to restrict access to those locations. This part that you see highlighted, whenever your students are using electronic resources, a faculty member must supervise the students. So at no point should we be giving them an assignment or a research project and leave the classroom. We shouldn't be leaving the classroom for any reason except a bathroom break if necessary, from a legal perspective, but for sure while they're using electronic resources. Um, we can't restrict everything, and we know that. However, we do believe that the valuable information and interaction available through the electronic resources we have far outweigh the possibility that users will be exposed to material that is not consistent with the educational goals of the school. You will see following this, some general guidelines for all users. In general, this requires efficient, ethical, and legal use of all of our network resources. If a Father Ryan High School user violates the provisions, access to computers may be denied. Any existing computer network accounts will be terminated and disciplinary action will result. These acceptable use policy rules will remain on file at Father Ryan. You will not have to sign it for every year that you are here. Signing it once should suffice. Acceptable use. The purpose of computer resource, as I said, is to support research and education. Resources may not be used in violation of any federal, state, or local regulation. And again, computer resources may not be used to upload, download, or distribute pornographic, obscene, sexually explicit, or material espousing hate, separation, or intimidation of any group of people. Computer resources may not be used to infringe on copyright or to plagiarize materials. We've gone over that previously, but note that it is stated here. Access to Father Ryan's computers is a privilege, not a right, and inappropriate use will result in a cancellation of those privileges. Please note, the school administrators are the final decision on what is considered appropriate. Third, netiquette, really, sorry. There are some general rules of accepted use. These include but are not limited to the following. Do not write or send abusive messages. Use appropriate language and be polite. Do not swear, use vulgarities, or use any other inappropriate language. Do not access or download or distribute pornography, obscene or sexually explicit materials. Do not reveal your personal address or phone number or those of other students or school personnel. Please note that electronic mail is not guaranteed to be private and may be reviewed by school personnel to ensure that all guidelines are followed. People who operate the system have access to all email. Messages relating to or in support of illegal activities may be reported to the authorities. Do not use computer equipment in such a way that it would disrupt the use of the network by other users. Examples of that are downloading or sending huge files or attachments. Hopefully no one is sending mass email messages. Generally, do not use Father Ryan High School equipment to access chat rooms, live message boards, or online games. It is understood that occasionally there may be an exception to this when it is educationally appropriate and may grant students limited access to these resources. However, students should not attempt to access chat rooms, live message boards, online games without the direct supervision of a faculty member or a staff member. You should not be using Father Ryan Computer for commercial activities, product promotion, political lobbying, or illegal activities. Do not use the computer equipment to attempt to access or break into another computer network. The use of technology for gambling of any kind is strictly forbidden. Do not use email for frivolous or personal use. In fact, a really good idea is to go ahead and establish, if you don't already have this, a personal email account that is separate from what you use at Father Ryan. Again, this is the last part. This is students. Do not use email without the direct supervision. You will have to remind students that they will not respond to unsolicited online contact. Okay, security. Security is a high priority for reasons that you know. If you feel you can identify a security problem on the computer network, please notify a school official. Primarily, that would be first of all Zahed. Zahed would probably notify us at that point. Do not show the problem to other users. Don't use another individual's account. Please do not give your passwords to any other individuals. Attempts to log into a computer as any other user will result in cancellation of user privileges. Any attempts to log into the computer network as a system administrator will result in cancellation of user privileges, and the individual may be recommended for suspension or expulsion if a student. I don't think any of you intend to vandalize, but it's in there. All terms and conditions as stated in this document are applicable to Father Ryan High School. These terms and conditions reflect the entire agreement of the parties and supersede all prior or written agreements and understanding of the parties. Father Ryan will not be liable for the following: information stored on Father Ryan thumb drives, hard drives, or servers, information retrieved through our computers, networks, or online resources, personal property used to access those, and unauthorized financial obligations resulting from use of Father Ryan resources and accounts to access the internet. Okay, that is the general computer use document. This is one that specifically applies to employees. Again, this is just the technology use. It's not the laptop agreement. As we've already said, the purpose is to facilitate educational growth in technology. Employees have the privilege to use computer resources for retrieving information, including the internet. Remember that the computer at all times is the property of the school. So each employee has the responsibility to ensure that all of his or her communication is appropriate and not offensive or embarrassing to the school. Under responsibility, some things that need to probably be focused on. You are responsible for all material you willingly access or retrieve via the internet. You should not install, load, and/or use unauthorized, copyrighted software of any kind on any Father Ryan High School computer equipment. All employees accept responsibility to ensure that any information which is solicited or willingly retrieved is appropriate. The employee is responsible for all email that he/she sends or solicits under his or her user account. Employees have the responsibility to make only contacts on the Internet which are educationally relevant or which are relevant to their own job functions. Any email that is accessed for the use of Father Ryan High School is not private. We've already gone over that. Okay, again, this is more specificity to the general Internet use agreement. You will be asked, those are my wind chimes, you will be asked on Thursday to sign this agreement to indicate that you have read it and you understand it. The next document that you will be asked to look at and sign is the actual laptop agreement and responsible use of it. The school is thrilled to be able to offer the use of laptop computers for your use. Again, they're not personal computers, but rather professional laptops given to augment and enrich student learning in the classroom. It is our hope that these computers will provide a necessary technological mobility, especially because almost all of you are moving in and out of your classrooms at some point. The terms of use for the laptops are listed below. Again, the laptop is the property of Father Ryan High School, and it's issued for the purpose of conducting school business. It is intended only for the use of you, the person for whom it is assigned. It is the responsibility, and this part is very important, of the teacher to arrive at school with a fully charged and ready-to-work laptop each day. We will not have a lot of spares if somebody's is not charged, so please make sure that you bring it in fully charged and ready to go. The laptop computer must be at school during regularly scheduled work days in order to receive administrative communications, upgrades to antivirus and other software, and to take daily attendance and other requirements of the school management system. Of particular note in that requirement is that Zahed and Jimbo have the ability to send out updates remotely, but if you are not here and plugged in, you will not receive them. So that is one reason why it is really essential that you come in every day with that laptop ready to go. The laptop computer may be taken home or to other locations after school hours. Just remember you are responsible for it. Each user who is assigned a laptop must have a signed copy of the acceptable use policy on file and abide by it. Please note, that's what we went over preceding the laptop agreement I'm talking about now. It's essential that the employee assigned a laptop notify the technology department immediately if it is lost or stolen. The laptop computer is configured to be used on the school network. Very important. The technology department will not be able to assist you at your home in order to connect the laptop to other internet providers. The laptop is issued to you in your current teaching position. If you change positions or schools, the laptop may be reassigned to other teachers. From time to time, you will need to return the laptop to the technology department to receive regular maintenance and upgrades. You'll be notified when that's necessary. It will be the responsibility of each of us to know and follow all storing rules, etc. If you leave Father Ryan High School, you must return the laptop to the school. If you are reassigned to a different position, your laptop may have to be turned in. If you have read and agreed to the terms listed below and wish to be assigned a laptop computer, please complete the information below and sign this agreement. And this is a little bit more thorough. Zahed and Jimbo have worked all of last week to assign each of you a computer and make sure that it goes directly to you. Christy has been working on making sure that they have a number for logging in and out of the library. So on Thursday, you will go to the library to get the laptop, and you will need to sign both of these agreements prior to receiving it. I think that wraps it up. I know it wasn't all that gripping, but it does save a little bit of time. Thank you.